In this video, I want to share with you what you can expect when you come to our meet and greet events, specifically the meet and greet events that are face to face. And you'll be able to apply a lot of what I'm sharing with you now with other events or networking events or connecting events or any social events, even as well. Okay. Most of at the moment, our events they pretty much all they start at 3 p.m. and they finish at 6 p.m. So I want to say you can pop in anytime. Okay, these events aren't structured. They're not a whole 3 hours planned out. If you've been to the event, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you're allowed to join whenever you want to. So if you want to pop in and you can only come through at 5 o'clock, you're more than welcome to come through at 5, spend an hour with us. Quite often the events carry on until 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes we're still socializing and that, but it's not a given. Um, Usually what will happen is at around 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m., the person hosting the event will basically get everybody's attention and share a few things around the event, maybe share a little bit about themselves, maybe share a little bit about our elite mastermind group, which is our paid community. And this actually forms part of that community, although right now all of these events are free, so you can join these events. And that will usually depend on the host, and it will usually depend on the event. If there's 10 people, they may do the talk at 3:30. If they're waiting for some people still to arrive, they may do it closer to 4 p.m. Again, like I said, there's no set exact time people come and join when they're able to come and join. Some people will spend the 3 hours there. Some people will come in and pop in for an hour, whatever the case is. And either way is good. So the point number 4 I've got here is please understand is that these events, this community is a community run by a community. Okay, and what I mean by that is everybody in our community has the opportunity to run one of these events. And so you need to understand that they are in the community. They're not necessarily professional hosts of events. They're not necessarily professional speakers or public speakers. Okay. So they are leveling themselves up. And what I would recommend is any event actually that you attend is to give those people the same grace you would want other people to give you if you had to run an event like that, perhaps for your first time. Maybe it's the first time they're standing up and speaking in front of 10, 15, 20, 30 people. Okay, they're probably just as nervous as what you were or are when you come to the event. So just be aware of that. These are not professionals running these events all over. It's the community members hosting these events, the community members serving in these events and that. So just bear that in mind when you attend these, when you do come to the meet and greets. Um, what I want to say is, if the host doesn't come and say hi to you, and you can very easily check on the events, on events, you'll be able to see who's the host or the co-host. Okay. If the co-host, for whatever reason, is busy and you come to the event or you can walk in and they don't come and say hello to you, please be an owner and go and introduce yourself. Okay, go and say hi to the host. Maybe they're in a conversation, they didn't see you join, or whatever the case is. So, there's a principle I put down here. If the host doesn't come and say hi to you, you be a leader and you go and introduce yourself. I teach this principle in our mastermind and in my coaching is this principle of being an owner or a victim. Okay, you see, owners are people that will step up and they will go and introduce themselves or whatever the case is. Victims will sit back and complain. Okay, and you don't want to be a victim. You want to spend time in the owner. If you don't understand this principle, I would highly recommend joining our mastermind group. In there, I've got a lot of videos that talk about the principle of the difference between being a victim and being an owner. The next point I've got here is this is a social event. Okay, this is not a corporate event. If you look at the title, it's a meet and greet. It's specifically done in a social kind of an environment. It's not a corporate thing. Okay, so there will be drinks. People will have a beer. People will have a glass of wine. People will have coffee or maybe mocktails or whatever the case is. But understand that this is not a corporate event. Okay, so just be aware of that. It's specifically set up to be a social environment where it's easy to connect with people and easy to have conversations with people that you haven't met before. And the reason why we keep it like this is having a social, more social environment is usually a lot more authentic. Okay, it's not a put on thing where everybody feels like they need to be somebody that they're not. You can come there, have a drink, have a few conversations, and it's specifically designed like that, just so that you are aware. Point number 7, the whole reason, or the biggest reason why we host these events, is for you to come and have conversations. Okay, and usually when I host an event, I will actually talk about this. Is that you had to have conversations, have as many conversations as you possibly can with as many people as you possibly can yet today. That's the point of this. It's not for you to go there and try and sell your products and try and sell your services. Okay, um, the people there don't know you. Okay, and usually if people don't know you, like you, or trust you, they 90% of the time not going to buy anything from you. And that's not the point of this. This is a place for you to come and connect and grow your network with like-minded people. The eighth point I've got here, whatever, is connect. Okay, I've already mentioned it, but that is the main reason why we have host these events, especially the face-to-face, is for you to go and connect with people, have some authentic conversations with some total strangers, or maybe you're in the mastermind, you get an opportunity to meet other mastermind members, or maybe you've seen people on one of our online calls. It gives you an opportunity to meet them face to face. What I want to say is the next point I've got here is different people. Okay, something I've learned in hosting these events in the last just over a year is that people that you think are like-minded are not always the people that you think are like-minded. And what I mean by that is, for instance, those people probably don't dress the same as you, they don't look the same as you. I'm connected with a lot of people in our events and that, and these are people that I typically would never associate with, okay? But I've come to learn that they are still like-minded. So they might not dress like you, they might not look like you, okay? If you want to come and you got slops on and a t-shirt, cool, that's awesome. There might be people dressed in suits and ties, whatever floats your boat, but be cautious in thinking that just because they look different to you, that they're not like-minded. Just be cautious on that. Something that I've learned in the last over a year and a half or whatever, or 12 months or whatever that we've been running these events. The next point is it runs into being non-judgmental. Our events are non-judgmental. Okay, and what I mean by that is you can arrive with a slops t-shirt, shorts, whatever it is, or you can come in your best Gucci flippin' suit, whatever that is, but just be authentic. That's what we focus on, is being authentic, not trying to be something that you're not. Okay. Something I want to share is be very cautious on judging people and assuming things and stuff like that and profiling people. I know a lot of very, very successful business owners that if they walked into a restaurant, okay, you'd probably think they're a bum. They walk around, they sometimes got baggy clothes on, some of them have got a cap backwards, and these guys are more wealthy than the average business owner. So just be cautious on that. A very valuable lesson I've learned is non-judgmental. They don't care how you've dressed, as long as you're being authentic. That's the main thing. The last point here I've got is when you get to these events, the host will probably speak about this, but when you get to these events, the value at this event, any networking event that you actually go to, the value in it is having a lot of quick conversations with as many people as you possibly can, getting their contact details. The next day or the next week, you reach out to them and you set 20 minutes, max 30-minute connect calls, is what we call it in our community. And you set up those calls, and that gives you an opportunity to chat to them and see where those conversations lead. Okay, even if no business comes from it, you've now got 5, 10, 15, 20 new people in your network that you can connect with. And always remember that come from a place of what can I give, not what can I take. Okay, it's a principle we share in our mastermind, and I share a lot of these principles on how to network powerfully. Okay, networking is not going to an event, giving out your business cards, expecting some people to buy from you or something, or trying to sell them stuff. That's very, very, how can I say, it's not very powerful networking. There's way more powerful ways of building your network and building relationships. The last thing I want to mention here is these events and pretty much everything that we do, and even our paid community, a core of what we do is that we connect people. Okay, we give you a space for you to come and connect with like-minded people.